My name is S.V. Namasu. I'm from Ipoh. This rumbling about moral studies being an issue for the non-Muslim student has been there for a long time, but nobody had taken the effort to come to this level so far. But the straw, as one can say, the straw that broke the camel's back was the last year SPM result in Sekolah Menengah Assistant Convent, where one of the affected 9 students was also my daughter. Now we thought that enough is enough. We have to do something to bring this injustice to light. So what I did was, at the request of some of those emails, they asked me to start an online petition. I started an online petition, and that petition within a very short span of time generated 270 signatures supporting that this paper be removed as a compulsory examination subject in SPM for non-Muslim students. If one looks at Article 12 of the Federal Constitution, and if I may just read it, it's a very short one. It says here that provides that there shall be no discrimination against any citizen on the grounds only of religion, race, descent, or place of birth in the administration of any educational institution maintained by a public authority. So there should be no element of discrimination. My question is this: why is it that all students attending one national type of school are subjected to take 2 different subjects? Nothing in common between the subjects if you look at it in terms of their content as well as examination requirement. Muslim student Islamic studies, non-Muslim students moral studies. Why is it? Because you know why? If per se they do not affect the final outcome in the SPM, we have got no issue. But this paper affects the final standing of a student in the SPM examination. When I mean affects, as what the students have highlighted in the clip, the first thing is that their scholarship opportunity goes. Without one, if you don't get 1 A+ in any of the subjects that you've taken, your JPA scholarship is automatically out. Because I think the minimum now is 9 A+. Similarly, once the JPA scholarship goes, the choice of institution they want to study and the choice of course they want to take is also compromised. But this is what we are complaining about. This is got a direct effect on their future, on their educational future. On a matter of principle, if one were to look at Article 12, fairness and justice dictates that if there is only one system of education these students go through, then they should all be subjected to the same examination and same subject. They cannot be 2 different. This creates the perception, and that's what has happened today, that there's an element of biasness, unfairness, not only in terms of the contents of the paper, but the way the paper is being examined. The other thing that I want to highlight is that why is it that students who are able to get 8 A+ in 9 subjects they take, like biology, physics, chemistry, which are much more difficult than supposed to be moral studies. Why can't they get an A+ in moral studies? Is moral studies rocket science? I don't think so. Or is the bar for getting moral studies so high, it has been set to A+? I don't know what the marks are for A+ as compared to the other subjects, that these students cannot get an A+ in moral studies. Something is amiss there. This has been going on for many years. This is one of the issues we would like your commission to look into. Now what the government had done, or the Ministry of Education had done, they have conveniently created 36 values or nilai, and they have given their own definition of what these 36 values are. And in each of these definitions, there are keywords or kata kunci. Now students are expected to memorize this. You must memorize it, and you must regurgitate this in the examination. There cannot be differing views even within acceptable parameters. You don't use the correct word which they have put there, you use a similar word, you don't get marks. This is how this paper is marked. You know what happens? So students have to memorize it. Word for word. And when a scenario is given in a question, they must choose the correct one and place it and use the correct words. And when I submit this petition, Commissioner, you will see I've given an example where instead of whether a student has understood the moral value need to be known in that scenario, what is given prominence is the character. So if you state the character instead of bapa, you say ibu bapa, the student loses marks. Now that could not have been the essence of the people who actually formulated moral studies. We actually want this subject, if at all, to be removed as a compulsory examination subject for non-Muslim students. It means moral studies can remain as a subject, but to me, don't examine, don't certify it. You can teach the students moral values, that's acceptable, but do not examine it and don't make it a core subject, because one, re-emphasize again, Article 12 violation. Number two, it discriminates unfairly against non-Muslim students when they're able to obtain A+ in everything. Why can't they get an A+ in moral studies? Something is amiss.
Terima kasih Profesor Jaya Sultan dan juga pegawai Sultan. Terima kasih atas kesempatan yang diberi untuk saya memberi pandangan bagi pihak PAGE Ipoh Chapter. PAGE adalah akronim untuk Parents Action Group on Education. Pendidikan moral dijadikan mata pelajaran yang wajib. Kami tidak ada masalah dengan itu. Kenapa? Tak menasabah kalau kita kata pendidikan moral itu tak wajib. Sama ada cara yang dilaksanakan, apa yang diajar, bagaimana dinilai itu tak betul, itu adalah lain cerita. Tetapi kami berpendapat bahawa ia tidak patut dinilai melalui peperiksaan, kerana terlalu banyak soal yang timbul yang meragukan keadilan dalam hal ini. Jadi apa yang perlu dilakukan sekarang ini ialah apakah nasib 26 pelajar tersisin konvent? Where do they go from here? Dia orang dah buat segala-galanya. Jadi dalam hal ini, pihak PAGE Ipoh Chapter berpendapat bahawa bagi 26 pelajar tersisin konvent Ipoh yang berjaya memperolehi kelulusan A+ dalam peperiksaan percubaan SPM tahun lalu, PAGE Cawangan Ipoh ingin mencadangkan supaya dibenarkan kertas pendidikan moral mereka disemak semula oleh sekumpulan pemeriksa bebas, bukan lembaga peperiksaan Malaysia, kerana kumpulan ini dah hilang keyakinan kepada lembaga peperiksaan Malaysia. Itu disemak semula oleh sekumpulan pemeriksaan bebas yang dilantik oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Pelajaran Malaysia, bukan Kementerian Pelajaran Malaysia. Dan penilaian ini dijalankan dengan cara yang lebih adil, iaitu dijalankan dengan kehadiran pelajar berkenaan supaya mereka dapat memahami di mana kesilapan mereka yang menyebabkan mereka tidak dapat memperolehi kelulusan A+. Dan kami seterusnya memohon supaya seelok-eloknya penilaian bebas ini dijalankan di Ipoh untuk kemudahan pelajar berkenaan.
MalaysiaKini.com.
Pada Malaysia Kini.
Pada Malaysia Kini.